Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 2117. We have a Zephy update for you guys. Yesterday, she went and had her blood glucose done. Yeah, she was a really good girl. She's still sitting around 20.8 kilos, which is what she was last time, which is around 45 pounds. But they did her blood glucose level, and she hadn't eaten. See, she had a 2 p.m. appointment, and she hadn't eaten since around 11:30. So it's 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. So she hadn't eaten in 2.5 hours, and her blood glucose was sitting at 133, which is really good because the top of the range. You want more? Of course you do. Come and sit. Good girl. The top of the range is 143. So it goes between 73 and 143, and she was at 133. And the vet that we were talking to is one who signs travel health certificates. So we had a very good conversation with him yesterday. That's it for now. You'll get some more on your walk. We had a really good conversation with him. And then the last thing I asked him before I left the office was, are we able to start the paperwork for Zephy to go to New Zealand? And we'd already talked about this, about how long she'd be in the crate and quarantine and everything else. So I talked all through that process. And the last question I asked him before he left the room was, are we able to start the paperwork to get Zephy to New Zealand? And he said, yes. Woohoo! So Zephy's now coming to New Zealand. This week we are submitting all the paper. We're submitting we're signing the agreement to get her down to New Zealand with the transportation company. Which is so awesome. That is just such a huge weight off our shoulders. And now we're just sort of like, today was being a very quiet day. I actually went to grocery shopping today. So I did grocery shopping today, and then kind of just had a nice relaxing day. But yeah, just absorbing everything and not walking around the house to see what still needed to be done, because there is still a lot that we've got to do. There's a lot of stuff we've got to get rid of. There's still some boxes to be opened and sorted through. I got a huge stack of stuff that needs to be gone through, and it looks like it's going to be all shredding, but I just got to double check everything in there. So we've still got a lot of stuff to do. There's a huge amount of stuff to be sold and gotten donated and all of that sort of stuff. So but we won't be going in June because one of the tests that she has to take, which is a rabies titler test. It's where they test the antibodies. Does she have enough, because she's vaccinated against rabies, does she have enough antibodies in her system, or does she need a booster shot before we go down to New Zealand? And the vet's got to check to see if New Zealand is one of those countries that requires that. And that test takes a month. Takes about 4 weeks to get the results back, because it has to be sent to a lab in Kentucky. And the lab in Kentucky is the only place in the US, apparently, where they do this testing. And so it can take up to 4 weeks to get the testing back. But once the testing comes back, there's a certain travel. I don't know what the travel window is, but there's a certain time from when we get the results back to when we have to leave the country, basically, because when she has to be on a plane. So our dates are going down in June, have been pushed now into July. And so tomorrow I'm contacting the moving company to get the dates. I got to work out the whole schedule all over again. And get that schedule all sorted out again as to when we're going to get the packers in, get the packers in, the movers, the house cleaner, and try and work backwards from when everything has to be sold and all that sort of stuff. So this week we're moving forward with notifying the packers, notifying the property management company that we're here for another month, notifying the pet transportation company that that it's now systems go. It's up until that was that's like our biggest hurdle we had to get over. And now that we are over that hurdle, it's like we got to knuckle down and get the stuff done. It's like everything that had kind of been put on pause because we weren't sure what was happening. Now we know what's happening, and we've got to get moving. New Zealand can also take a little time in getting the paperwork back to say, yes, she is allowed to come. So, we've got a lot of work to do. So it is now all systems go. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. And so I was really happy. I got to have a Zoom last night with my mum and dad, and we talked about it and let them know what was going on. And I just want to say, where'd she go? Oh, you're over there. You want another? Come on, come here. She'll come back. Come here. Up here. Up here. Up. Good girl. There you go. It's a good girl. Thank goodness I've got pants on. She needs to get her claws trimmed. She loves mini marshmallows. We got to put some more in here. Come on, up. Stay up. Stay. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. He's a good girl. So yes, and now we're all systems go. But we do have a huge thank you to say to everybody who has sent, sent positive thoughts, prayers, energy, everything to help Zephy get through this time to the point where she can go to New Zealand. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. It is such a huge weight off my shoulders, and a huge relief to have that, to be able to start that process. So thank you for all of the good wishes and everything else that we've had, the prayers, the thoughts, the energies, the healing energy for her and all of that. We were out walking last night, and one of our neighbors, one of the guys in the neighborhood who we see often when we're out walking, we hadn't seen him for a while, and he looked at Zephy, and she's just like moving around and doing her walking and all that sort of stuff. And he says, she's looking really good right now. And he said, she looks way better than she did the last time, which was probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago when he last saw her. He said, she's made a massive improvement since I last saw her. And I was like thinking, yeah, it's probably about 4 or 5 weeks since we last saw him. And I said, she's getting back to her old self. She's self-regulating on her food, because I've been feeding and making sure that she has food in her bowl the whole time, because we've got to watch those, the little tumors she supposedly has in her pancreas. We've got to stop them from overproducing the insulin. So, and the only way we can do that is to high protein and keep food out for her so that she can eat whenever she feels like she wants to eat. And she has gone a couple of days now where she would eat like around 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then not have anything till around 2, 3 o'clock the following afternoon. She wouldn't eat during the night. She wouldn't eat any breakfast or anything. And usually if I'm sitting at the table eating, that's when she goes and eats. So yeah, there's been a couple of days where she's done that. And it's almost like I'm going, why are you not eating? And it's almost like I felt like she was telling me, I'm showing you I can go 20 hours without food and I'm okay. That's almost what it feels like. So thank you to everybody. Please keep the prayers and positive thoughts and energies coming. We still want to keep her healthy, because she's still got some vet visits. Oh, and the other cool part is that the vet that we have at Banfield, the one we got assigned to yesterday, not only does he sign travel health certificates, he's also a USDA certified vet, which means I don't need to find a USDA certified vet to take her to for part of her paperwork that needs to get in, because they have to inspect, they have to examine her and all of that sort of stuff. He's her vet. So yeah, so Banfield, that when I was at Banfield yesterday, I said, would you like us to make him your primary right now? I said, if we could, that would be awesome, because she still needs to be going in every 2 weeks to have her blood glucose levels checked. We're booked in to go back in 2 weeks' time to make sure that they're still stable, and that she hasn't swung over the 143. So we're making sure and this time we're going to be going at 3:30 in the afternoon. And yesterday we were at 2 o'clock, and she didn't eat. Her last time she ate was at like 11:30. And didn't have anything else to eat until we got to the vets at 2 o'clock. And by the time they took her back, it was 2:30. So she had 3 hours with no food, and she was still sitting, and she was at 1:33. So that was good. So I'm absolutely wrapped and stoked and everything else. And I've got my list going for when I have to talk to the quarantine place. I've got the list going for the things that they need to know that are particular to Zephy, like her meds and routines and that sort of stuff, and whatever else they need to know. So we are all systems go. So that's our latest update. We are all systems go on starting the paperwork for Zephy, and that is a huge relief. And now it's like we're going to knuckle down and get things done. Yeah, we've still got a long way to go. Like I'm sitting here in the office, and I've got there's 2 boxes over there to go through. I've got a pile of stuff here, which I have been putting there sort of as a keep/file pile down here, so it wasn't on my desk. And I have a milk crate down here that I'm keeping current files in, and I'm like, how am I going to get all those to new? So I'm like looking at this crate going, okay, I have to go through that and work out which are the important files that I have to take with me and which ones I can wait 10 to 12 weeks to arrive in New Zealand. So, and we're house hunting a little more in earnest. So, so it's all systems go. We are on the move. Still got clients that we have to service. So my schedule is like packed right now because not only is my working with my clients, I've also got the packing and stuff that needs to be, well, not, I'm not actually packing. The moving company has to do the packing. So I can't pre-pack anything. All I can do is I can put stuff into boxes to keep them organized and put a big keep on the outside so I know what's going, and just and write in there that, this is full of books. Or this is full of DVDs, or this is full of this, so that when they go and open it, they just need to transfer it to another box and do all their paperwork and stuff for every box. So, yeah. So I got questions for the moving company tomorrow as well. So with that, we are out of here. Again, thank you for the prayers, the energies, the healing thoughts, the positive thoughts, all of them. Please keep them coming. And I'm requesting for sanity. My prayer request is that I stay sane through this whole thing, and that everything gets done as it's supposed to get done, and everything comes to fruition as it's supposed to come to fruition. Especially with some of the stuff that needs to get sold and all of that sort of thing. So please keep those prayers coming, because I don't want to be in a last minute rush, like the movers come in and take what they're supposed to take, and I've still got a house full of stuff that needs to get rid of. No, that's not going to fit in with our travel plans. So everything needs to be gone before the movers and the packers come in, so that when the movers and packers come in, anything left in the house, except for the stuff that I am personally taking with me, that will be put into a separate room with the door closed, and they're going to be told, do not go in there, but everywhere else in the house has to get packed up. So, and I may even ship down some luggage beforehand. So, this is a very different move than there's always been. International's always different, and I'm going back with just about everything I came over with, plus more. That will be interesting. But anyway, with that, thank you again. Please keep the prayers, the thoughts, the energies. Please keep them coming. They are greatly appreciated, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening. Oh no, I'll be on late tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening at 6:30-ish. We'll be back 6:30-ish tomorrow evening. Ei konera.